Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining in on our breakaway session, SEG Sign Making the Simple Way. Mimaki shows you how. My name is Gabrielle Crumpler, Application Specialist here at Mimaki. And today we're partnering up with Banner Ups by Budnick. Here representing Banner Ups is Business Development Manager of Signing Graphics, Rick Hatton. Welcome, Rick.
Hi, Gabrielle, and welcome to everybody. Thanks for being here.
So here are the key topics that we will be discussing in the session today. Digital printing workflow, applications and market trends, overview of dye sublimation process, printing technologies and special features, overview of Banner Ups by Budnick, overview of Banner Ups products by Budnick, a live customized application workflow and video, additional resources, and we will have a Q&A session. So if you guys have any questions during the presentation, please post them in the chat window. So here we're going to take a look at the digital printing workflow overview. First, you want to begin by selecting your product type. For this application, we are creating a self-signage. Then you will move on to your design CAD software. That's going to be Photoshop, CorelDRAW, Illustrator. And then you'll move on to your brick printing station, which can be Rasterlink, TXLink, which you will customize your workflow and manage your color file. And after that, you will use a wide format printer to print your design. So now we're going to take a look at the dye sublimation transfer process. Dye sublimation is the typical printing method used for self-signage applications. The first thing you want to do is print onto transfer paper, then use the calendar heat press to transfer the design onto polyester fabric, and then you'll move on to your finishing cut and sew process, which is where you sew a silicone edge on all four sides of your fabric. And Rick here today is going to share with you guys an alternative solution where it eliminates the sewing process. So here we're going to take a look at the current state of the market. We see that the current signage market is expected to register a compound annual growth rate of 0.52% between 2021 and 2026. Printed signage is the most widely used form of indoor and outdoor signage. This is a great way to attract consumers, promote services, and products. We see large format printing used to create high impact visuals. This can be in a form of POPs, banners, signs, marketing displays. We also see during the pandemic printing companies supplying COVID-19 related signage to those who are in need. And then we also see a growing competition for brick and mortar stores from online retailers, which is basically changing the way print signage is used within a space. You can also see printed signage in retail, healthcare, trade show, corporate graphics, and even transportations. And so now we're going to take a look at the product technology. We do offer a 100 series family. We have a printer for each segment. The first printer here is the TS100 64-inch printer, which is our dye sublimation printer. This printer is great for diversifying your business, maximizing your profit. Then we have the JB100, which is our eco-solvent printer. It's great for graphics, envisioned for indoor and outdoor applications. And then we also have our UJB100, which is also our 64-inch printer, which is great for printing on uncoated and coated substrate. So now we're going to take a look at the silicone edge graphics workflow. These are two workflows that you can utilize to create a silicone edge graphics application. First, we have the TS100 dye sublimation printer where you're printing directly to transfer paper, and then you're using a calendar press to transfer your design onto polyester fabric. And then after that, you're going to move on into your cutting operation. This can be a Gerber MCT cutter. And then you will finish with the SEG design modular system that Banner Ups offers. The second workflow can be using our UJV 100, which allows you to print on, those textile medias or any specialty media used for self-signing applications. And then you'll move on to your cutting operation, which can be the Gerber Cutter D1. And then you'll move on to your finishing, which is your SEG design modular system. And I just want to mention that the UV route is the more cost-effective way to go because you're eliminating the calendar press. You can print directly to the textile media, move on to your cutting operation, and then move on to your finishing. So I'm going to have Rick here tell you guys about who Banner Ups is, or who they are, and what products they offer.
Okay, thanks, Gabrielle. So if you've heard of Banner Ups before, ever, you've probably heard in the context of tabs and tapes that are used to finish banners. That's what we have grown into this industry on, just an easier, faster, and stronger way than grommeting and using regular double-sided tape for banners. So that's what we do. Budnick is an expert in adhesives, so we are also suppliers of all kinds of adhesives to the sign and graphics industry. But of course, what we're focusing on here today is SEG design. We'll say more about the Banner Up products later, but now we want to talk about the SEG type signs for soft signage. Let me give you a brief introduction to SEG signs. You may have heard this. It may be a buzzword that you've heard and you don't know too much about it, or you may be an expert, but we're going to take it from the basics. So what SEG signs are basically a sign system for textile print media. In other words, to make signs out of textiles rather than of vinyl or rigid materials like polycarbonate or something like that. And it consists basically of a aluminum sign frame that has a slot in it. And as you can see, it's got fasteners in the corners to hold it together. And then the second part, of course, is the print, and how you get that print to go into that sign frame is with a product called Keter or Keter. And that's basically a flat gasket that's usually made of silicone or PVC that's typically sewn around the edge of the graphic, and then it gets tucked into that slot in the sign frame. And that's how the sign is tensioned. They're very, very popular. You've probably seen them in airports and other type of environments. And the reason why that they're so popular is, first of all, they look great. The colors are brilliant, very low reflectivity, so that the colors just show through great, and you don't have to worry about glare. The other thing is that they're so easy to change, so that once that original sign frame is in, it's very easy to swap out the message. And finally, they're less expensive to ship. So, for instance, if you think of a rollout of a campaign going to dozens or hundreds of stores, these fabric faces can simply be folded up and mailed out to various locations, and that's much less expensive than sending a large vinyl banner, or especially compared to a rigid sign face. So that's why these things are growing so quickly and so popular. But there are some difficulties in getting into this market. So what are they? Well, first of all, as I mentioned, the frame is aluminum. And as you can see in this, it gets cut at a mitered corner, right? So it's an angle cut. And that requires very specialized metal cutting equipment. Virtually no signer graphics people have that, and rarely do distributors even have that kind of equipment. So that means that it's almost impossible for local distributors to stock. And as a result of that, most sign companies or graphic printers just don't have access to it. The only way to get it is to order those in custom sizes, and that takes a lot of time and they're expensive. The other thing is that this Keter that gets typically sewn around the edge, well, sewn, right? Who has sewing machines? Not many places have sewing machines. That's difficult. And so, but as a result, then the only people making these signs now are large specialized manufacturers. And so they oftentimes will make the frames, do the printing, and sell the completed units. And so they may be selling them to sign and graphic printers, or they may be selling them directly to the advertisers. So they could be suppliers and also competitors. With SEG Design System, you can get into it, right? You can get into this very easily. And we're going to show you a quick video that gives you the overview of the system. And then we'll do some follow-up after
that. In this video, we will show you how to make fabric signs in just 6 easy steps. First, print your fabric to fit the frame live area. Then apply Banner Up's Ketter tape, just peel and stick, no sewing needed. Snap together the SEG Design frame. Next, tuck the fabric into the frame. Screw or stick mounting cleats into the wall. Finally, hang your finished fabric frame. That's it, no sewing needed. SEG Design is also easy to cut and paint. Create beautiful fabric frames in just minutes. Try a discounted SEG Design starter kit today. For even more detailed instructions on how to use SEG Design and Ketter tape, please watch our SEG Design instructional playlist.
So I hope that gives you a general idea, but the whole system starts with Banner Up's Ketter tape. So what we've done is we've taken this Ketter, this strip, and rather than having to sew, we apply adhesive to it. So you just peel and stick. Anyone can do it in the shop. You don't have to have a trained operator to do it. No sewing machine is needed, and that makes it so much easier. Next, of course, are the frames. So the difference is we have created a modular frame system called SEG Design out of basically real tough ABS plastic instead of aluminum. And what we've done is we have 3 component parts that make up the whole system: the straight side rails and then molded corners. Rather than having to cut a mitered corner, we have a molded corner that just snaps together. And then we also have a T connector that allows you to create straight edges for as long as you would want. So the benefit of that is that the side rails, because they're made of ABS plastic, they're very easy to cut. All the cuts, instead of being mitered cut, they're straight cuts. And any common cut saw, chop saw will do it. You can even cut them with a hand saw. So there's no special tools needed. This material is easy to stock. So it's in stock at distributors. We stock it, and you can stock it and then cut it to size instantly on site. It's 30% lighter weight and less expensive to ship than aluminum. And it's more durable in shipment. Aluminum can be very fragile. If it gets dented or dinged during shipment, the frame is ruined, whereas the ABS is virtually indestructible. So it comes out being a total lower cost than aluminum. And as a bonus, everything is made in the USA, so you have a secure supply chain on it. And again, as we said, modular design, so it's very, very simple and easy. You can do it all in-house. One last benefit is it's paintable. Aluminum SEG frames are pretty much only available in silver. You can it's very difficult to add coloration to that because the only way to do it is to powder coat aluminum. That's expensive and time consuming. However, ABS accepts paint very well, so you can, with as simple as a can of spray paint of Krylon Fusion paint, you can add color, and therefore you can either match the print, so you can kind of highlight the print, or you can use a customer's logo color. Think of a Starbucks green or Southwest Airlines blue, something like that, right? Or you can match the environment that it's going into. So by doing that, you can add a lot of value and very inexpensively. Let's talk about the economics of SEG Design. So we know from talking to sign shops that a typical SEG sign, say a 2-foot by 3-foot sign, should retail at about $250 to $300. The total all-in cost for SEG Design, the frame, the Ketter tape, and the print would be somewhere in the maybe $60 to $70 max range. So you can sell that product at probably 5 times your material cost. So very profitable. And the labor time may take you a half an hour initially to do it, but when you're doing more than that, you can get that down to a fraction of that. So very easy to put together. The other thing is it's simple to buy and simple to source. So we have pre-made kits in 18 by 24 inch, 24 by 36, and 36 by 48. But then we also have bulk containers. So you can buy a bulk case of sides in various lengths up to 8 foot, and the bulk corners and the bulk T-connectors. And when customers really get into it, that's what they prefer, because then they can instantly cut whatever size they need and get a customer's job done immediately. Another thing that we have is a starter kit. And we'll talk more about that in a minute, but that gives you everything that you need to just jump into it. So you'll want to consider that if you're interested in getting into SEG signs.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the banner application workflow. Like Rick said, like not only do they provide a SEG design system, they also have a banner application system as well. So here are two workflows that you can utilize. You have the UW 164-inch printer, where you're able to print on banner and signage applications, media, and then you'll move on to your cutting operation. This can be the Gerber cutter, or you can use a manual cutter, and then you'll move on to your finishing, which is using Banner Up's kit. Our second workflow is JB100. You can also print on banners and signage, media as well, and then you'll move on to your cutting operation. This can be a manual cutter or the Gerber cutter, and then you'll use the Banner Up system for your finishing.
So we'll start off with the video this time. I'll give you an overview of our banner finishing system, and then we'll summarize after that.
Introducing a better way to hang banners with Banner Up's starter kit. The Banner Up's method is faster, stronger, and easier than grommets. Just watch how easily this grommet rips through 13-ounce banner material. This won't happen with Banner Ups because the force is spread out through a larger area. Simply stick and fold the Banner Ups Bravo tabs onto the banner corners. Then on the back, apply clear power tape along the top and bottom edges. Use the Easy Punch to punch holes through the tabs and tape. Secure your rope and you're ready to hang. Banner Up Starter Kit allows you to finish super strong banners in just minutes. Banner Ups have been wind tunnel tested up to hurricane force winds. The starter kit contains everything you need to start saving time and money. Order a Banner Up Starter Kit today.
So hopefully that gives you a little overview of what's involved in Banner Ups. Basically, the reason why we sell this product, the product's been in the market for more than 20 years, and we've sold tens of millions of them. And the reason is because people hate installing grommets. Why? Well, you've got this grommet press, which you see in the picture. It's a heavy thing. You have to haul that around the banner in order to punch the grommets through, and you have to fool with putting a grommet in a washer. It's very time consuming, not to mention that taping that edge with the double-sided banner tape. And again, that takes a lot of time. So you do all this work and then you put it out in the wind and the thing can be blown out in a day or two. Then you have an unhappy customer. So our system is much, much faster than using grommets and double-sided tape, and it's much stronger. And that's why customers use it. We'll give you a little detail on what's involved. So it starts out with the tabs, and most of the tabs, I'll even show you here up on the video, they come on a sheet, and you just peel them off. So it's very simple. You peel, and you stick it onto the front and back of the banner, punch a hole. We've got different size tabs for different needs, right? So mini size tabs are good for indoor, and we have larger tabs for outdoor. And the tabs are so strong that up to about a 6-foot banner, you can just simply put 4 of those tabs on the corners, punch the holes, and you're done. And that's going to be strong enough because they are so much stronger than grommets. When you get over 6 feet, then we recommend putting additional tabs along the edges, and we have specialized tabs for that as well. And then the really neat product that we have is something called power tape. So power tape takes the place of regular double-sided banner hem tape. Normally, when you get into outdoor banners, you have to reinforce by folding a hem or sewing or welding, and all of that is very time consuming. So what we've done is we've taken and made a single-sided tape. So this is an example of the power tape. And instead of folding a hem, you basically just lay this down on the banner, and it's made of a real super strong film. So you don't have to fold it. You just lay it on top of the tabs like Scotch tape. So it takes very little time. So first step is you put the tabs on, and then you put the tape over the top of the tabs, punch your holes, and you're ready to go. So wrap your mind around this. If you go to this system, no more grommeting and no more folding of hems. And that alone will take your banner time from 15 or 20 minutes a banner to 3 or 4 minutes. The other thing that we do is we try to help you get into the market. So one of the things we do is on the SEG, as you heard referred to in the video, we have tons of resources. It starts with a recommended textile list, because the first thing you're going to have to decide is, well, what textile media can I print on with my Mimaki printer? Well, we've got relationships with all of the major media manufacturers, and we've tested their materials. And we've put a grid together for whatever type of technology you have, if that's UV or solvent or dye sublimation, we can show you the textiles that will work on that, and we give you the suppliers so that you know where to get it. The other thing we do is we provide cut line templates so that you can overlay your print with templates, and so you know how to trim the print so that it'll fit perfectly into your sign. And last but not least, we have tons of videos on every aspect of how to make an SEG sign, from how to trim it to how to install the Ketter tape, how to cut and assemble the frames, how to paint the frames if you want to, how to package it and ship it, all of that, so that we really lay it right out there. We have also a starter kit on both on the SEG design and on the banner ups. The banner up starter kit consists of a pack of 100 tabs, a roll of tape, and a hand punch. So it's everything you need to get started. The SEG design starter kit, you get 2 frames, an 18 by 24 and a 24 by 36, and you get a roll of the Ketter tape. You also get an 8 by 10 demo frame so that you can use that to show your customers. Now, if you remember the economics that we discussed, each of those frames is going to sell for somewhere in the $200 to $300 range. So because you're getting 2 of them in there, that starter kit can give you enough material to result in something on the order of $400 to $500 worth of sales. So if you use those, basically it'll more than pay for itself. So you can see all of this on our website, which is bannerups.com. and get all the information that you need on that. Also, if you happen to be watching this at the sign show, we are live at the sign show. So look for the Banner Ups booth, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have live during the show.
All right, so here's some additional resources from our speakers. You can visit our website at mimakiusa.com, where we have COVID-19 applications. We also have a Together We Print page where not customers, but end users are able to basically sign up their business on our page, and then you can get connected with people in your community that need COVID-19 signage or, applications for their businesses. We also have a YouTube page where we post instructional videos on how to create applications. Also have my email listed here if you have any questions. We also have information from our speaker, Rick, where you can follow their page at Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. And then they're also provided a website page as well. So contact us to schedule a demo. We have 6 regional offices in North America where you can come and see the printers live in action. We're getting ready to wrap things up. But before we do, this is a Q&A session. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask them. I'm sure either I or Rick can answer them.
So we have a question in the chat window. It says, what materials do you recommend for SEG?
So as mentioned in the presentation, we have relationships with all of the major manufacturers of the textile media. So the answer to that, it depends on the kind of technology that you're using. So if you go to our website to bannerups.com SEG design /SEG design, on that page you'll see a link to recommended textiles, and then you can download a PDF that will have a grid, and so it's very simple to use. You just look at the type of printing technology that you have, and then right there you'll see all of the media that we've tested that will work with it. There's probably 30 or 40 different types of things on there. And so you may have choice between several different manufacturers, and then also the contact information for the manufacturers is there, so it's very easy. Most of those manufacturers will send you a few yards for free so that you qualify their material. So that's the best way to get that information, is to visit the website and download our recommended textiles list. I see a question there about washable. I would say that when it comes to washable, you're going to be limited probably to dye sublimation technology. Any of the others, UV solvents and latex technology, probably not going to do so well with that. Dye sublimation would be the most washable, durable type of a thing.
Yes.
A lot of times people ask if the systems are usable outdoors, and the answer is basically yes. You can use virtually any SEG system outdoors. The issue sometimes can be the durability of the textile, so they tend to be used indoors mostly for that reason. Also, while textiles are great indoors, depending on what it is, it may attract dirt outdoors more so than a vinyl will, and it's not going to be impervious to, all of them will not be impervious to moisture as vinyl is, so sort of like a banner. So they tend to be used indoors primarily.
All right, any more questions? Thanks. If I can just add to that, I'm not sure if everyone viewed the chat window, but we did list the pricing for our entry-level models, which are perfect for signage applications. Our TS100 costs a little under 10K. The JV100 is in the 12K pricing area. Our UJV is listed for 16K. So like $16,995. But these are all great entry-level printers to use if you're looking to start a digital printing business, or if you currently have a digital printing but you just wanted to diversify your business. Definitely check out these printers or these products. We also offer a print-on program for these entry-level printers as well. So you can check that out at our website, well, on our website at mimakiusa.com. Any more questions? If there's no more questions, then I just want to thank Rick for joining me on this webinar. It was a pleasure working with you, and I really look forward to collaborating with you on future projects. And I just want to thank everyone for joining.
Thank you, Gabrielle. It was a pleasure to be with you. Thanks for the great questions and for sitting in on this webinar.
You're welcome. All right, you guys enjoy the rest of Innovation Days and take care.